Finding the richness of biodiversity and cultural diversity hidden in Mentawai Archipelago. Activate the five senses to feel the extraordinary beauty of nature. The seven magic elements in Mentawai Archipelago, serving one of the best waves in the world. Discovering an underwater paradise with incredible coral reefs, feeling the spiritual and magical power of Sikerei. Understanding the uniqueness of the world's oldest tattoo. Visiting the beauty of ombak as a material cultural heritage. Exploring Siberut National Park as a biosphere reserve, functioning as the lungs of the world. Observing endemic flora and fauna that you cannot find anywhere else. Discover Indonesia's hidden paradise, Siberut Island, Mentawai. About 25 million years ago, tectonic activity that shook the earth caused the shift of the earth's plates to separate the landmass from Sundaland. This landmass is now the sixth largest island in the world, namely Sumatra Island. Sumatra, with other names Percha Island, Andalas, and Suwarna Dwipa in Sanskrit, is known as Swarna Bumi, which means golden land. Golden land is interpreted as a wealth of abundant natural resources, ranging from oil, natural gas, gold, rainforests, flora, fauna, water, sun, to the extraordinary beauty of the landscape. The abundance of cultural diversity also colors the uniqueness and wealth of Sumatra Island, especially in the province of West Sumatra. Starting from the material heritage to immaterial heritage. The beauty of the natural scenery, along with the richness of biodiversity and cultural diversity, is also stored in the Mentawai Archipelago. The Mentawai Archipelago is a group of islands residing in the Indian Ocean with a land area of 6,011.35 square kilometer and an ocean area of 10,099.44 square kilometer. There are 100 islands in the Mentawai Archipelago, with 4 large inhabited islands, namely Siberut, Sipora, North Pagai, and South Pagai Islands. In the Mentawai Archipelago, there is one large island called Siberut Island. Siberut Island is a place that has been isolated from Sumatra Island for approximately 500,000 years. So the endemicity of flora and fauna that lives in this area is very unique and rare. In terms of ecotourism, there is no doubt how abundant and richness of ecotourism resources is on Siberut Island and the Mentawai Archipelago in general, both in eco-nature tourism and in eco-cultural tourism. Siberut Mentawai is a paradise for foreign travelers or ecotourists. Those who like to get their adrenaline pumping can find various ecotourism spaces and resources on these islands. Siberut Mentawai, or in other name, Bumi Sikerei, has long been known internationally as a world-class surfing tourist destination. Currently, surfing has become the most favorite marine environmental activity in Mentawai. There are about 70 surf spots, and 42 of them are exclusive for the target of the world surfers, with an average wave height of 3 to 6 meters. The beauty of coral reefs and marine life completes the Mentawai underwater paradise. In Mentawai, the beauty of coral reefs and marine life not only presents the splendor of marine biodiversity, but also presents the beauty of the biodiversity of coastal and mangroves area. Ecotourism activities such as snorkeling, swimming, kayaking, boating, fishing, and other eco-sport tourism activities can be carried out in this Bumi Sikerei. The mangrove ecosystem is also a potential ecotourism space, an attraction that deserves to be explored. At least, the area of the mangrove ecosystem in Mentawai reaches 32,000 hectares. Mangroves have an important function to maintain abrasion, protect shorelines from waves, as well as habitat for marine life, especially for fish, crabs, and shrimp. The Mentawai Island are also endowed with very exotic and attractive beaches, and some of them are already very well known to various foreign countries. The blue of seawater and the white of sand reflect the incomparable harmony of nature, a place to enjoy the harmony of nature and the relaxation of the aroma of the beach. Bumi Sikerei is one of the best places to feel the warmth of chatting. A bonfire by the beach creates warmth and joy between local people and ecotourists. This is the perfect place for ecotourists to learn about life. On the other hand, the island is filled with the beauty of very natural seascapes and landscapes. And there is a richness of culture that is extremely exotic and cannot be found anywhere else in the world. The uniqueness of materials and immaterial heritage, such as living equipment systems, social organization systems, language, religious systems, arts, and all existing cultural elements are very different from mainland Sumatra, including West Sumatra. Although currently most Mentawai people adhere to Protestant, Catholic, and Muslim beliefs, until now the belief of Adat Sabulungan is still firmly attached to some Mentawai people, especially in the hinterland of Siberut Island. These differences become the wealth and beauty of the heritage that complements the socio-cultural treasures of the life of Mentawai people. Epistemologically, Adat Sabulungan is a conception of the cosmology of Mentawai people who believe in real life and the interconnected supernatural. The figure of Sikerei is someone who has knowledge, expertise, and skills in the art of traditional medicine. Sikerei can also communicate with spirits in the metaphysical realm, so that Sikerei becomes an intermediary for the real world and supernatural world. Here, Sikerei is highly respected because he is seen as a person who has maturity and wisdom in carrying out traditions and customs. Sikerei is an individual who plays a major role in the spiritual dimension that characterizes the social-cultural repertoire of the Mentawai people. The material heritage is beautifully attached to a Sikerei. The material heritage is in the form of tattooing the body or tik-tik with several motifs that contain very deep philosophical values. For example, the drawing of an arrow or roro with a black line that curves from the right shoulder to the left, and from the curved line there is a line going down to the navel, which symbolizes an arrow. This means that they have a habit of hunting with arrows. They will add the picture and the number of hunted animals as symbols of prestige. The tattoo motif is considered to precede Egyptian tattoos that already existed in 1300 BC. Some anthropologists believe that the Mentawai tribe has tattooed their bodies since their arrival on the west coast of Sumatra during the Metal Age, which is around 1500 BC, so that Mentawai tattoos are believed to be among the oldest tattoos in the world. One of the prides of the material heritage owned by the Mentawai people is Uma. Uma is a symbol of Mentawai culture that lives in the midst of the challenges of the modern world. The building frame consists of 5 construction devices consisting of pillars, beams, and roof trusses. The strength of the Uma structure is generated by traditional techniques of tying, stitching, and joining. The frame of this building is built in a row across to the back and interconnected by longitudinal beams. The area of the family's unitary house is about 31 meters long. 10 meters wide and 7 meters high. The concept of the Uma room is quite simple, where at the front there is an open foyer which is a place to receive guests, or called talaibo, while the inside is used for the family bedroom. In this room, there is also a fireplace which is used for cooking. Uma is not only a place to live for the Mentawai people, but also a place to hold all traditional ceremonies, family gatherings, celebrations or parties, as well as tribal meeting activities. Currently, in the district of South Siberut, there are 3 tourism villages that are developing an ecotourism development paradigm. The 3 villages are Muntai Tourism Village, Madobak Tourism Village, and Matotonan Tourism Village. The concept of ecotourism is not only initiated for environmental conservation, but also manifested to preserve various cultural elements. In Muntai Tourism Village, children as the next nation's next generation are taught to preserve various cultural elements. Tourists who visit this village will be presented with cultural performance attractions exhibited by the Sanggar children. In addition, they here have been taught the importance of tolerance regardless of ethnicity, race, and religion. In the context of eco-culinary tourism, eco-tourists will also be served traditional Mentawai cuisine. The examples of typical traditional culinary here are food made from sagu, such as kapurut, lompong, lamang, subet, and sagu caterpillar. Traditional cuisine has become a source of ancestral inspiration, starting from knowledge, values, and virtues, as well as local technology, which has always been local wisdom. Ecotourists can also enjoy protein sources from sagu caterpillars, also known as batra. Although it seems extreme, the body of sagu caterpillar looks fat and supple. It contains protein and good fats for health. The taste of cooked sagu caterpillars is very tasty and delicious. Meanwhile, raw sagu caterpillars have a sour taste and are dominated by a bland taste. To reach Madobak Tourism Village and Matotonan Tourism Village, ecotourists can take the river route using pompong. Travel time from Muntai to Madobak using pompong is about 4 hours, while from Madobak to Matotonan is about 3 hours. While wading through the river, ecotourists are not only pampered with the beauty of the natural panorama, but also get the experience to observe the movement of wild animals and domesticated animals. The types of animals that are often found along the river are pigs, cows, monitor lizards, and stone magpies. Then in Madobak Tourism Village, ecotourists can learn about social phenomena from the daily life of the Mentawai local people. Most of the people in this village work in agriculture. The children here grow up and develop in the hustle and bustle of modernization. In Madobak village, ecotourists will also find natural tourist attractions hidden in the cultural landscape area. This waterfall consists of 2 levels with a total height of about 70 meters. The natural panorama and the freshness of the water at the location of this waterfall are the main attraction for ecotourists. Beautiful scenery can be seen from the surrounding environment, which is still very natural. Then, the village at the most upstream is the Matotonan Tourism Village. Matotonan Village is a buffer zone directly adjacent to the Siberut National Park. The community here has an important role to play in preserving and conserving germplasm. In Matotonan Village, the existence of Sikerei and various attributes of local culture are still very well preserved and sustainable. Currently, there are more than 60 Sikerei who still adhere to traditional values and local wisdom. Every year in August, cultural ceremonial activities are regularly held here to commemorate the village's anniversary. At this moment, the attributes of ecoculture tourism will be presented very completely. Ecotourists will not only get an extraordinary experience, but will also get a pillar of satisfaction, a pillar of memories, and a pillar of education that has never been seen before. This village has become the last frontier barricade in maintaining the integrity of the world's recognized ecological resources and rainforests. Siberut National Park has an area of 190,500 hectares, where this forest has been recognized by UNESCO as a biosphere reserve, which is one of the lungs of the world. 65% of Siberut National Park area is covered by primary diptera carp forest, mixed primary forest, swamp, coastal forests, and mangroves, which are habitats for various flora and fauna, especially rare endemic flora and fauna. There are 896 species of wooden plants, 25 species of orchids, and 5 species of fungi and mosses, as well as 6 species of endemic flora. There are 31 species of mammals with 4 species of animals which are endemic primates, namely Bruk Siberut or Macaca Siberut, Lutung Joja Mentawai or Presbytes pontensiani, Joja Siberut or Presbytes Siberut, and Simakobu or Simias concolor. There are also 130 species of birds here, and 4 of them are endemic. The ecotourism activities can be done in Siberut National Park, including hiking, trekking, animal watching such as bird watching. The biodiversity of this fauna is the basis of the dances of Turuk Lagai, performed by a Sikerei while performing ritual tradition. Turuk Lagai is a cultural dance of the Mentawai tribe that imitates the behavior of the animals around them, such as Turuk Lagai Uliat Below, which imitates the movement of Below, or Hilobates clausi. Turuk Uliat Manyang, which imitates the movements of the eagle, as well as Turuk Uliat Goguk, which imitates the movement of a chicken. The Mentawai people have lived in harmony with nature for centuries. Forests are not only providers of all the necessities of life, but are also believed to be the abode of all kinds of spirits, including ancestral spirits. Bumi Sikerei has a wonderful nature and a very extraordinary culture, neatly stored as a wealth of spirituality, local wisdom, and culture, standing up straight as a nation's identity that is second to none, become a hidden paradise on the coast of Sumatra. Masura, Bagata.